Hey, everybody. I am so happy you're here today for this masterclass all about feeling more peace and calm this holiday season. I know that if you are like the majority of this world right now, we are feeling that need for more peace and more calmness and more contentness, really, in life. And we are going to get into the down and dirty of everything you need to know to not get stuck, worrying about everything and trying to people please and all of that. So, for today, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Amanda Belke of Amanda Belke Coaching, and I'm a professional life coach and speaker. So I get to coach people just like you in over 15 different countries. And I also love the opportunity I get to speak with companies like Target, Medtronic, the US Department of Homeland Security, and so much more, which they have me come in and work with their teams and to train their leaders. So when it comes to today's topic, I want to make sure you're in the right place. So before we get started, I know if you're anything like me, I don't want to waste my time. I want to make sure that my expectations are being met. So I want the exact same thing for you today as well. So when you think about it, time is too precious not to be intentional with it. And today, you're in the right place for this masterclass if you are someone that wants a more meaningful holiday with your family with less stress than years past. You're in the right place if you want a great sense of peace in life right now, then this is for you. If you want to have a cozy, calm family moments that create meaningful memories, then this masterclass is for you. If you don't want to be so stressed out trying to fit in all your kids' activities, your husband's work schedule, and your own Christmas to-dos and regular everyday to-dos, then this is for you. If you want to experience that relaxed feeling of truly connecting with people and not worrying or fighting, then this is for you. If you're sick of people pleasing around the holidays, if you're sick of not getting enough sleep and taking care of yourself and feeling that overwhelming calmness, then this is for you. So any of those that resonate with you, you're in the right place if they resonated with you. If they didn't, then this might not be the best option for you. And I am just going to be completely honest up front and let you know that so that you don't waste your time. So now we're going to dive into our masterclass all around creating more peace and calm this holiday season. And when you think about it, so the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to dive right in. And before we do that, I want to share a little story with you about a friend of mine from quite a few years ago. So a few years ago, I had this friend that got so worked up doing all the things, right, during the holiday season that she would literally make herself so worried and stressed out, such a worried and stressed out person who really couldn't actually connect to anyone during the holiday season. And she would get so worried about, getting 14 different cookie recipes made that she could give to her neighbors or give to her family or give to coworkers or give to the mailman. And then she would be so worried about getting the perfect gift for every person in her family. And then she had to make sure that she had plans with people to go to all the holiday markets in town. And then she would spend hours decorating her home to make sure it was just perfect for Christmas. And then she would always be having people over at least once a week for some sort of Christmas activity. And then she would spend time getting her 100 plus Christmas cards out before the 10th of December because for some reason, if they got out later than that, she said that then they didn't matter anymore. And so many other things that she would do. And that friend of mine, she would just drive herself crazy without even realizing it until Christmas Eve would come and she was totally wiped. She'd be driving that morning down to go see her family while crying with her Christmas coffee in hand because she was so stressed out, so overwhelmed, and just frankly exhausted because she loved Christmas. It was her favorite time of the year, and she wanted to do all those things, right? All the things that make Christmas what it is and the holidays what they are. And you know what? I know this friend so well, like really, really well. And I can share all of those details with you because that friend of mine was actually me about 5 years ago. That was my version of creating the perfect Christmas that I thought would bring me peace and a sense of calm. But you know what? It never did. Now, the good news is I've done a lot of work on myself, obviously, over the last 5 years and throughout my coaching career. And I've shared these strategies with hundreds of people of what I use, and with my coaching clients so that they have these strategies which will help them have a greater holiday season. So, I don't want to keep this all to myself, right? Because I couldn't possibly keep these strategies from anyone when I have such a big heart for helping people. And especially with proven strategies that work because I've used them, it works. I love, love, love Christmas and don't feel even an ounce of that massive stress that I created and that massive overwhelm I used to create for myself 5 years ago. So, what got me from that stressed out ball of tinsel type of woman that I was 5 years ago to who I am now? The person I am now who enjoys a hygge like Christmas with a full sense of peace and meaningful connection and intention with those I love most, right? What got me here? We're about to dive into that right now. And the first place we're going to start with is the why, because the why is so important to actually understand what it means to have a sense of peace and calm. So, why do you want to feel that this holiday season? Why do you want to feel more peace, more calm, less stress in your life these days? The first place that we really need to understand after you write out why that is, so get out a notebook, get out your favorite pen. We're going to take some action during this masterclass and write down why, or just say out loud your reason why you want to feel more peace and calm this holiday season. And dive deeper then because it would feel good. Then it's like, well, why would it feel good? Because of X, Y, and Z. Okay, so why is that important to you? Because if this happens and that happens. Okay, so why do you care about that? So if you notice the pattern, you can ask yourself why or what makes that important to you time after time to get to the real why of it. So now that we're talking about the why, we also need to understand the basics, right? We need to understand the basics of, okay, this feeling that I want to have more peace and calm. What does that actually mean? What's the definition of peace? Well, in the dictionary, it says peace is that freedom from disturbance or tranquility. But what's the definition of calm? Calm is not showing or feeling nervousness, anger, or other strong emotions. So think about those definitions for a minute. Is that your definition of peace and calm? If not, that's okay, right? You can determine what your definition of peace and calm is. And it's really important that you get clear on what that actually is. So you can take a minute right now to write down if you define peace and calm as something totally different. Okay, now we're going to dive into that feeling, that feeling of peace and calm and why it's important to you and understanding what it actually feels like and what happens to you when you experience it. When was the last time that you actually felt a sense of peace and calm? So think about a really, really specific situation for a moment. Even close your eyes right now. Close your eyes. Okay, maybe you aren't closing them yet, so close your eyes and really think about the last time you felt a sense of peace and calm, a very specific situation. Relive it. What was happening? What were you experiencing? Put yourself in that situation again and really understand that level of peace and calm that you're desiring. Okay, great. Now, if you had to rate that experience that you were just fully embracing again and reliving on a scale of 1 to 10, with a 1 being that totally sucked and a 10 being that was phenomenal, what would you rate your experience that you just relived? What number would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10? And as you think about that experience and what you gave it for a rating, doesn't that make you want to feel more of it? Doesn't it feel so good? So when you think about it, go back to that experience when you felt a sense of peace or calm for a minute. So close your eyes again, go back to that same experience that made you feel real good, when you last felt that sense of peace and calm, and think about what was possible for you when you felt that. What was possible for you when you operated from that feeling of peace and calm? What's possible for your Christmas and holiday season when you feel that sense of peace or calm consistently? What's possible for your family connections when you feel more of that peace and calm? Jot down what's ever coming to mind for you right now. Maybe it's when you feel that sense of peace and calm, you connect more with others. And when you connect more with your children or your parents or your siblings, that makes you feel loved. And what's possible when you feel loved? Well, someone might say, when I feel loved, then I am much more willing to give love. And what's possible when you give love? Well, then someone else feels love and they feel really good and they get in a good mood. And what happens when everyone's feeling good that you're around, right? That's the type of blissful holiday season that you want. And that's the trickle down effect of what's possible when you show up with this peace and calm consistently. So, do you see how massive this is? You can impact so many areas of your life when you feel a sense of peace and calm. So, what are some of the other benefits of really experiencing more peace and calm in your life? Well, one of them is you sleep better. You sleep so much better when you have more peace and calm. You know that great feeling when you are so tired and you lay down in bed and before you even turn off the light, well, maybe you turn off the light, but as soon as your head hits that pillow, you are out like that, right? That feels good. That feels a whole lot better than the tossing and turning and anxiety of all the things on your mind, and it's spinning and spinning and worrying about making everyone happy during the holidays, right? You sleep better when you have more peace and calm, when you create that feeling of peace and calm in your life. Another benefit of feeling more peace and calm is your muscle tension goes away. That muscle tension of all the stress goes away. Your anxiety, which is purely just a symptom of fear, that level lowers. Your headaches go away, or they aren't quite intense migraines anymore. You have less fatigue and more energy when you feel a sense of peace and calm. You experience more laughter, more moments that make you smile, more joy-filled moments throughout your day. You're able to operate from a state of gratitude and thankfulness when you feel more peace and calm. Your physical chest pains from all that stress and overwhelm go away. You create stronger connections with the people that you really love. And your strong desire to people please and to prove that you are enough dies down when you feel more peace and calm. So there are so many massive physical and emotional benefits to experiencing more peace and calm on a regular basis. So now you know all the benefits that you have the opportunity to experience when you intentionally create more peace and calm. So now let's talk about the rest for the rest of the holiday season. How do you create that experience of peace and calm over the holiday season? Well, let's take it back to that experience that you had when we started this. That last experience you had of feeling real peace and calm. So go back to that space. We're going to relive it. So close your eyes again. Go back to that feeling of peace and calm. Where were you? What were you doing? Really feel it in your body. What was your body doing during that moment? Were you standing? Were you sitting? Were you laying on the couch? Were you out in nature? What were your arms doing? What were your legs doing? What was your physical body doing during that experience of peace and calm? And then what were you focusing on in that moment? What was your mind focusing on in that moment? Was it focusing maybe how you were connected, or how maybe nature is so beautiful if you were outside, or maybe how you feel so loved with your family? What were you focusing on? And then what was the language that you were using with yourself in that moment? In that moment that you last experienced peace and calm, what was the language you were using with yourself in that moment? What did you believe? So an example of what you would put here, what you would think about here is I am statements. So I am, in that moment when you felt peace and calm, maybe you thought, I am content. I am happy. I am connected. I am energized. I am vibrant. I am present. I am capable. What did you feel in your last experience of peace and calm? What I am statements came up for you? So when you think about this experience that you had, what you were doing with your body, what you were focusing on, and the language you were using with yourself with the I am statements, you can put yourself in this state anytime you want by repeating the same pattern of how you experienced it before. So you can put your body in that same pattern. You can focus on those same things. You can say out loud your I am statements that you were feeling in that moment. And you can recreate that state of peace and calm anytime you want to. You can do it anywhere. You can do it anywhere at any time. And that is the beauty of creating your own experience of peace and calm. You already have the answers. You already have the pattern. You just wrote it down, thought it out of exactly what you need to do with your physiology, with what you're focusing on, and the language you're using with yourself with the I am statements. So you know exactly how to do this. And you can do it, you can put yourself in that state anytime you feel stress start to pop up. You can put yourself in that state before your big family holiday get together. You can put yourself in that state before you go Christmas shopping online and start to get stressed out about either delivery, delivery timing, shipping, budget, whatever it is. And here are some other ways that you can experience more peace and calm too. So with these, I would encourage you to have a beginner's mindset, because some of these you may have heard before. However, I guarantee you have not done them all consistently on a daily basis or multiple times a day. So think about that when you think about which one of these ways you want to take on, that you want to commit to experience more peace and calm this holiday season. So the first one is communicating your expectations during this holiday season. You gotta communicate to people, the people in your family, your coworkers, what time off you're taking. You gotta communicate, because when you don't communicate, people start to assume, and that creates tension and that creates stress. So if you want to have more peace and calm, you have to be upfront and communicate, even over communicate, because many times we think we're communicating enough and we aren't even close. The next one is you need to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. This one is pivotal in creating more peace and calm. Another one is you need to make yourself a priority each day and do one thing that you enjoy every day. It could be something that takes 5 minutes. It could be making your favorite cup of coffee. It could be sitting 5 minutes by the Christmas tree. It could be, whatever you want. But make yourself a priority and do one thing that you enjoy every day. So if you want to experience more peace and calm, another way you can do this is by setting your intention for the day, getting really clear and checking in with yourself, understanding how you feel, and setting that intention of how you're going to create more peace and calm throughout the day. Another way is to write out a list of all the things that are stressing you and find ways to delegate those or choose not to do them if they aren't urgent. This is a huge one. Remember, I talked about my stressed out ball of tinsel self at the very beginning from 5 years ago. And that was because I was choosing to do all the things, and that stressed me out. So when you intentionally choose to let go and not do all the things, or to delegate some things, that can create more peace and calm. And I know that is not easy for some people to do, to delegate. You want to do it just right. And that's your perfectionism coming in. And perfectionism is really just a sign that you're worried you aren't enough. You have a fear of not being enough. And that's why you want to get it perfect. So if you recognize that you are enough and that no matter what you do, you will always be loved, then that will make it a whole lot easier to delegate some of those Christmas to-dos or holiday to-dos. All right, the next one is get outside and connect to the earth. Outdoors can provide so much peace for so many people. I cannot tell you the number of people I have coached and trained that have told me that getting outside in nature is their sanctuary. Having their feet connected to the earth is pure peace for them. Getting out and hiking, things like that. If you're in a colder climate, like where I currently am in Minnesota, you gotta bundle up when you're gonna go outside, right? But it doesn't mean it's not possible. You can still get outside, even bundled up, and feel so connected and enjoy that time. outside. All right, another way to experience more peace and calm is to have a good conversation with your therapist or coach. Get out all those worries on your heart. Check in with your heart. They're really great at helping you check in with your heart and your mind with what you're experiencing if you aren't able to fully understand that, and just letting it out by working with one of them on whatever it is that you need, that can create so much more peace and calm. Another way to experience it is to make your health a priority. Get to the chiropractor, go to your physical therapist, or whatever you might be needing in that moment. So my chiropractor, her office is the most calming, peaceful, and zen place I have ever been. It's filled with really, really good energy, and that's why my back doesn't even hurt. It hasn't for so many months, and I still go there every week because it's calming, it's peaceful, it has the greatest zen feeling, and it helps me center back in, and you're just putting yourself in this beautiful, good energy bubble space. So if you have a place like that, go to that person or seek out that person, or maybe do some yoga or some meditation. Prayer is also a really beautiful way to create more peace and calm. Having a prayer practice, maybe a prayer box, maybe something else. And then another one I would say is use your essential oils. Use some lavender, use some eucalyptus, use some soothing blends. Those will really help you experience more peace and calm, less worry, less anxiety, and less tension during the holiday seasons. That is something I use every single day. I love my essential oils. All right, so now that you know more ways of creating more intentional peace and calm in your life, it's also important to look at what may be preventing you from doing these things to create more peace and calm, right? Because we started off with, your why, why it's important. You had that experience of the last time you felt peace and calm, and that felt really good. And you understood what's possible when you feel that on a consistent basis. And then you got into, okay, how do I do this? I know why it's important now, but how do I do this? And we went through multiple ways of how you can create that same pattern of peace and calm, and all these other things that you can do to create more of this when you do them on a consistent basis. And now it's, okay, so you know the why, you've got a plan, but what about when all these things get in the way, right? What about when all these unexpected things come up? Then what do you do? Do you just throw it out the window? No, absolutely not. But I want to share with you what some of the biggest roadblocks are, so you can be aware, so you can understand and recognize when they're coming up, and so that you can create a plan to mitigate against them. Or when this happens, I will do this instead. Or you'll take some time to make sure these things don't happen, right? So the first one is, when it comes to the biggest roadblocks, is time management. If you don't schedule these ways to experience more peace and calm, or schedule time to put yourself in state based off of your pattern of physiology, what you focus on and the language you use with yourself, then you're not going to feel it if you don't take time to schedule it and actually do it. If you aren't planning your day and setting intentions around these things, you're not going to feel it. So you got to have some time management, you got to schedule it, you got to set some intentions every day around it, and really plan how you're going to feel peace and calm every day. It's like setting any good habit. You have to create that plan, and then naturally it'll start to become habitual for you to do it every single day. But it's going to take more intention and planning and effort in the beginning. Not bad, not too much time, but it's going to take some intentional time. Another way that you might experience a big roadblock to feeling more peace and calm is if you don't communicate your intentions to the people that have the ability to affect your peace and calm. So your wife, your husband, your kids, you need to let them know that it's your intention to feel more peace and calm, and that these are the things you're going to be doing to experience that, and what your boundaries are about what you won't tolerate within your home or during the holidays. So you have to communicate your intentions and your expectations for the people around you that might have the ability to hijack your progress. Another thing that might be a roadblock for you, which I've seen before happen for a lot of people, is when you don't take care of yourself, it's really hard to start something new. So when you don't take care of yourself, it's really hard to start something new. And when you think about starting something new, one of the easiest ways to do that is to have some accountability. This is such a huge reason for some of my clients that want to work with me, is because they know the lack of accountability that they have is stopping them from doing and being the person that they really want to be. So when you don't take care of yourself, it's hard to start something new. So one, take care of yourself, take care of your health, do what you need to do for you, make yourself that priority, and then enlist whatever help you need for accountability to follow through on some of these new things that you want to start. All right, so during this masterclass, we went over some really big things that we went over quickly because I know you don't have a lot of time because it's the holiday season and you want to experience all the things, but now you know how to feel more peace and calm this holiday season, how to let go of some things, how to really dial in to what it feels like for you to feel more peace and calm. You know your pattern of experiencing it. You know the physical effects, or the roadblock, the physical effects and negative effects of not feeling peace and calm. And then you know all the ways that it benefits you. And you know all the ways to experience more of this and how you can intentionally create this in your life. And you know some of the biggest roadblocks that may come up for you so you can plan accordingly. So now I've got some time for questions. So I had some people write in with some questions ahead of time. And I've just got two here that came up, but I'm going to share them with you in effort that they may help you, and they may be a similar question that you had. So one of the questions is, how do I plan a holiday season of more peace and calm? Outside of everything we talked about today in this masterclass, the other thing I would say is do less and lower your perfection expectations. Do less, let go, and lower your perfection expectations. Easier said than done, right? But the less you do, the more peace and calm you will feel. The more you communicate your expectations for the holidays, the more peace and calm you will feel. The more you plan for your holidays and get really intentional about it, the more peace and calm you will feel. Okay, the second question here. How do I make time for more meaningful holiday moments in my day? So how do you create more time for that in your day? I always start with get up early and schedule it. It's not a commitment unless you schedule it. So make sure to schedule it. Take time right now, right after you listen to this, to schedule that meaningful holiday moment that you want to experience today and tomorrow and the rest of the week. And get up earlier. So what time are you waking up? Are you getting up at 6:30, 6 o'clock, 5:30? Get up at 5. Get up at 5 a.m. Go to bed early. You can do it. I've got a whole morning routine that you can put into place. you can grab that over at amandabelke.com under the free resources for that morning routine to put into place to experience less anxiety. So the next one, how do I make more time for those meaningful holiday moments, is set your intentions every day. Set your intention to create more of those moments. What are those moments that you want to experience? Write those down on a piece of paper, put them on your fridge every day. And then do something that centers you right away in the morning, or maybe if you have an afternoon slump, but do something that centers you right away. You know, when it comes to the holiday season, my go-to thing that helps center me is my Christmas tool, which I call the Chicken Soup for the Soul Christmas Cheer Edition. So if you're familiar with Chicken Soup for the Soul, uh, they are written by Jack Canfield, and these are short stories, and it's always a heartwarming, meaningful touch to them. Any Hallmark lover would love these. But it takes less than 5 minutes to read one. It either recenters you and makes you feel like, oh, that's right, you know, I am grateful for what I have, or it makes you laugh at the end of it, or it makes you smile. It just puts everything in perspective. So that's my Christmas tool I use. So you can definitely take that on and use it yourself if you would like. So that wraps it up. Those are the questions for today. So you got really great tools today of ways that you can create more peace and calm. I would love to hear how you put them into place. So feel free to email me or reach out anytime at hello@amandabelke.com. So that's AMANDABEILKE.com. And I would love to hear how you are implementing these, what you are experiencing this holiday season, because you are worth it. Your life is worth it. And if you need any more accountability, if you need that extra, push, if you need that extra pull, that extra motivation, you can reach out anytime. I do have a couple spots open for my private one-on-one coaching clients. So you can reach out anytime and just send me an email and let me know, hey, I need some accountability. And we'll figure out what that looks like to work together, if that's an option. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. I honor you for showing up and making time for this masterclass so that you can fulfill your desire for more peace and calm this holiday season.